For over 50 years, Kirby Morgan has revolutionized commercial diving. From masks to helmets and everything in between. Dive into history with us as we step into the Dive Locker. The Kirby Morgan Commercial Air Helmet. This hat was a copper shell with brass port mounts and inlet valve assembly. At the bottom of the bonnet, a brass neck ring with interrupted threads connected to a standard dress breastplate. Yokohama Diving Apparatus of Japan made the breastplate and neck ring, and the bonnet was spun and shaped into top and bottom pieces from 2 sheets of copper by Hummel Products in Santa Barbara, California. Kirby and Morgan assembled the bonnet, soldered it to the neck ring, and formed it for ports. Then the brass port receivers, valves, and air gas inlet blocks were plumbed in place. A similar helmet had been made by Kirby prior to 1965. These earlier helmets had a brass plate that stated, R. Kirby Commercial Helmet, Santa Barbara, California. The R. Kirby helmets were converted bonnets that varied from Desco Brown to Yokohama. Whatever bonnet was started with, the end result was a 4-light screw and plexiglass ports with O-ring seals, and most often, the inlet air valve was in the bonnet. One notable exception was a 4-hat order from Murray Black at DiveCon that was shipped with belly valves. Morgan helped Kirby build a few of these helmets and a few gas hats just prior to the formation of Kirby Morgan Corp. However, this history starts with the first helmet to bear the Kirby Morgan brass identification and marketed by the Kirby Morgan Partnership. The partnership was changed to Kirby Morgan Corp., a California corporation shortly after the formation of the partnership. The helmet, including the prior R. Kirby models, had several improvements over previous designs. The viewports were made of 1-inch plexiglass, threaded to screw into the helmet ports and sealed with O-rings. This eliminated the need for a grill over the ports and thus improved visibility. It also greatly reduced the weight of the bonnet. A custom air control valve designed by Dick Quittner was installed at the lower left side of the faceport, thus removing the traditional belly valve from the diver's air hose. A muffled diffuser located above the air control valve more effectively silenced incoming air. This improved the diver's communications and assisted in preventing loss of hearing. No production numbers are confirmed, but probably less than 10 were made by Kirby and Morgan. At a later time, Yokohama Diving Apparatus took over the manufacturing of these helmets and the gas hats. Some of the Yokohama helmets were sold by Kirby Morgan. The Kirby Morgan brass identification was soldered to the breastplates of these helmets. The way to tell who made the bonnets is to look for the spin marks, made by Hummel for Kirby Morgan, versus the rotational hammer marks, made by Yokohama for Kirby Morgan. This concludes this episode of the Diving into the Kirby Morgan Archives. Stay tuned for the next episode of The Dive Locker.